We should be live right now.
On Facebook.
Facebook, Twitter, YouTube.
Boom.
So I learned now. I learned. So every other time I was posting this to Twitter or YouTube, it was just like Twitter, you can't edit it unless you buy the blue check. And every time it never had hashtags or something on it. So I would always look at the live video and it wouldn't have hashtag. It would just have the title. So now on this, I realized I edited it to put the hashtags in it. So hopefully it helps get it out there a little bit more.
I don't think it's on the Facebook though.
It should be on yours. I have it connected to your Facebook. Let me see.
Let me see. Then okay, hold on.
Let me a second.
Oh yeah, I'm cool. I didn't put it to the group yet, though.
Is it on there?
No. It's on mine, but it's not on the group.
Oh no, I didn't put it on the group. Mine. I figured you would share from your page to the group. Like
it's not letting me share though. It's only giving me a like and a comment button.
Really?
Yeah, shit. That shit I'm talking about. Even though it does say one share.
Yeah, I'm cool. Hold on. I'm gonna send you the YouTube link right now because I know the YouTube link uploads the video.
Right.
Hold on. Gotta work around this blockage. All right, how do I do this shit? One sec. All right, I'm sending it to you right now. You could just copy the link and then put it in the Facebook group. I just sent it.
Mm-hmm.
You got there?
Yep. Let me copy the one.
Start it up and then we'll get it going here.
You can copy the link, put it on the Facebook group.
Yeah, I can't wait for this. We got a different episode here today. It's gonna be fun. We got to be fun. We got to find new innovative ways to do it and to promote our bird gang and our stoop life right here, baby. Yeah. We got Kelly Green on. We're represented for the bird gang. And then you got the Philly color on, which represents kind of the Chiefs, but at least it's Philly.
Hold on. I can't wear. I'm not allowed to wear birds gear.
So. I get it. You're not allowed. I get it. At least you're not like.
I'll be a fraud.
Yeah, it's fine. That's fine. But all right, let's hit this off. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Stoop Life Podcast. If today's your first time listening to us, we want to say welcome. Don't be scared to reach out to us and come on as a guest. We tried to have multiple guests on the episode today, but both of them frauded out. Shout out to both of them frauding out because you're probably watching it right now. Now, all jokes aside, I get it, guys. It's hard to come on a podcast. It's hard to talk, but we're talking about sports. It's not that hard to come on here and talk about sports. We're not talking about how you can't play at LA Fitness basketball anymore. We're talking about real sports. But for real, guys, if today is your first time listening to us, we are a sports talk podcast. All types of sports. We break down everything. We give live updates. We give debates. We give bets. And then we're going to start something new of what we're going to be doing today. Now, Paul, all you do is see you turn on ESPN right now. All you see is colors. Two things you see on ESPN. The Super Bowl, which is great because the Eagles are in it, and it's probably the best big game of all sports, I think, probably, even if the Eagles weren't in it. And then number two, LeBron James. Everybody sees LeBron James.
LeBron.
Record. And then number three, Tom Brady retired again. So everybody's talking about that stuff. So today, guys, we're going to do something completely different. We're going to call this segment Surfing the Internet of Sports. There's a lot of stories that are going on right now in sports where we can talk about a million different things. So I got a list of some things that are going on in the sports world right now that I want to talk about.
Yeah.
We're going to break them down. We're going to talk about them. And we're going to get through as many of them as we can that I have here. The good thing about this is, though, guys, Paul has no idea what we're going to talk about.
Zero.
Anything we're going to talk about. He might have seen it already because, like I said, world internet of sports. So you might have seen it out there. We're going to have some subjects that everybody knows about. But, Paul, you excited to talk about some stuff that you have no idea?
Very excited. Very excited. I like coming into this game clueless, not expecting much. So I'm cool with it. No expectations. I can sound like an asshole. It won't feel bad.
All right, hold on. Give me a second here. I think I just messed up.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. All right. No one was supposed to see that yet. I hope you didn't look at it yet.
I didn't.
So, all right. So, first thing I want to talk about today is we're going to get into the Super Bowl a little bit here and football because we have to. It's football, Super Bowl 2 weeks. We're going to talk about subjects like that. But before we get into any of that, I want to bring up something that I know might actually hurt you a little bit. It might make you feel some type of way because this is your boy. And I actually find it hilarious. I feel like it's, hey, whatever you need to do, you do. So you ever hear of the captain's chair? You know how like they call the captain's chair?
Yes.
All right, well, we're going to be talking about the captain's thong. So you're probably thinking, what the hell is this motherfucker talking about? All right, so it's not only the captain's thong. Yeah, it's not just the captain's thong. It's the golden thong. So I'm going to bring this story up real quick after I give you a little hint of this. Back in 2004, a man known as the captain, obviously, Derek Jeter, he was in a slump. He was going 32.
Oh, boy.
In the locker room, a guy named Jason Giambi was like, yo, like, I use a thing every time I'm in a slump. I wear a golden thong. So Derek Jeter.
Hold on.
He did it on Jimmy Fallon's show that he actually used the golden thong, wore the golden thong, got a hit the next game. Further in that year, he won his first Golden Glove. So, I mean, it's crazy how he did that.
Golden thong.
Yeah, so, like, we
got the captain is wearing it, too.
Yeah, so we got this quick thing here, right? Let me bring it up.
Hold on.
Dude, it's hilarious. This is the highlight right here.
And this wasn't young Derek Jeter. This was
2004.
12-year vet Derek Jeter.
He was a veteran, right? I mean,
12-year vet Derek Jeter.
Yeah. So in April of 2004, he was on 0-for-32 streak. The longest hitting streak of his
10-year vet.
Yeah. So there's a thing in here. I gotta find the article on here, but it's actually pretty crazy. It says the golden thong is legendary. I've never not gotten a hit. It says it was his first slump. He's never had a slump in his career. He wore the golden thong and got a hit the next game. So I think it's actually pretty crazy that right here it says Jeter then revealed that a Yankees teammate, reportedly Jason Giambi, had a gold thong hanging from his locker and would wear it whenever he felt the need to improve his luck at bat.
I don't know how much luck you're gonna get with the thing. It's going up your ass, but damn.
So Derek Jeter went on to say that he used to wear this in public. So I don't know how many. So I don't know how many days he actually wore the gold.
Oh God, he didn't watch it either.
But apparently he got to hit the first game that he wore it. So I mean, they must have had like a 3-day road trip where they were off, or maybe like I don't know, 3-day off. But hey, I mean, he got a hit. He ended up winning a Gold Glove that year, first one of his career too. So that golden thong brought some captain's luck. And unfortunately, they didn't win the World Series that year. They lost in the ALCS championship
to the Red Sox.
My thing is to you is like when you used to grow up as an athlete, like high school sports or intramural, whatever we played. Did you have a superstition where like
absolutely? Yes.
What was it for you?
For me, I had to put my headphones on the same way all the time, and I had to walk the field the same distance, like the same way. So if I put my headphones in, I had to go right, left. It won't feel right. Then I would have to go out to. This is like I was probably like the superstition really for me started probably like eighth grade. So and I would walk the opposite side of the field all the time, no matter what it was. And if I didn't, I'd freak out. I'd be like, yo, I didn't take my walk. It was like pregame. So yeah, I think. like, and for boxing for me, I think it was I don't know if I had a straight superstition. Oh, I had to have the towel over my head. Pre going into the stadium or going into the Pal Center that I was boxing. I had to have the towel on my head to my hood up. If I didn't feel right. It was like a comfort blanket.
That makes sense. I mean, I know a lot of athletes have, crazy superstitions at work, but like this is like another level, like to bring in new luck. Like this isn't even really like a superstition. It technically is because apparently it ran through like the Yankees locker room for a few guys, and it helped a lot of them. Which I find it hilarious that he admitted this, but like I got no shame on it because I'm like, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. My only question is this: he never stated whether he got his own gold thong or if it was Jeremy Giambi's.
That's some dirty shit. He's a dirty bitch for that. That's a dirty bitch right there if you did that.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, like.
Well, look, I'm gonna say it like this: if he was sharing a golden thong with Jason Giambi, let's be real here. If he was sharing a golden thong with Jason Giambi, I'm sure there's a little bit of ass juice on there that had steroids, so that probably enhanced his swing a little bit with his power.
That's why I stayed around a little longer.
Oh boy! Oh boy!
He got that extra endurance in him. Oh man, yeah.
Oh boy! Oh boy!
Man. I mean, like, I don't know. I just think it's something that, like, people don't realize. Like, baseball players are probably the most superstitious players.
They are. They definitely are.
So it's like, man, like, I can understand them doing something like, doing an extra, like, all right, you got to come and do an extra, like. Derek Jeter never worked out before his games. Like I could see him saying, "Hey, we're gonna lift heavy before the game," and then you get a hit, like something like that.
Yeah,
but this whole golden thong thing it's funny.
That's out of pocket, man.
I mean, it's pretty funny though, considering the fact that he's one of the all-time greats too.
Yes,
and he said something like this, so I was like, man, I wonder what other like type of rituals these guys did when they were on hitting streaks. I mean, I wish Ryan Howard would have took it in the World Series. He would have used the thong in the World Series.
Oh my God, we need in 09. We needed that. We needed that.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't use it, or maybe he did have, and that's why he got hurt. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he got stuck. I mean, I don't know. But great story. Next thing I want to talk about, we're going to keep it in the baseball world here. So I have to. This one just came out. So I was just looking up a little bit of stories here before we started here. So active baseball stars. Blue Jays, Alex Manoah. He was the runner-up for the AL Cy Young last year. He had his second year in the league. Mm-hmm. He was, second-year runner-up. He's 24 years old. He pitched to a 2.24 ERA last year. Think about this. He was in the AL East, which was the best division in baseball statistically. He made the All-Star team, first team All-Pro. So, guy's a phenomenal player. He's young. He got gas. He got nasty pitching. So the story is this. It's not really about him. So there's this guy on MLB Network. His name's Anthony Recker. He was on there. He's on MLB Network. They're talking about pitchers, this type of stuff. And here's what he had to say about Alex Manoah. Because Alex Manoah is 6'6", 285 pounds. He's not really like a rip guy. Like he's kind of a little heavier guy, but he's a pitcher. I mean, you want to have big legs, big upper body, helps you throw probably faster, right? So anyway, this is what he says. He said, Alex Manoah, I love you, Alec. Just show me you're willing to put a little more time in the gym, and you're going to be there consistently a little bit longer. He went on to say how he thought Alex Manoah was a little bit too pudgy to be a star baseball player, and that if he kept his pudgy side going, he wouldn't last more than 4 years in baseball. So that's the story, original story. And then Alex Manoah fires back at him. We all know like these things now, they're called Twitter wars, right? So,
yeah.
Anthony Recker was also a former baseball player. He played 7 years in the MLB. So Anthony Recker said that to Manoah. Manoah fires back and says, "Hey, Anthony Recker, my job isn't to please you. You are an outsider. You don't know me or my work ethic. What I do in the gym has clearly worked. Check the numbers. Sucks you can't say the same for yourself." Love it. So
Wow.
he fires back at Recker. Recker's stats as an MLB star, 7 years in the league. He hit 199 with the
Ooh.
OPS of 283 in 206 games. Guy wasn't good at
gosh.
all. Wasn't good at all. So to take it even further,
Utility guy.
Alex Manoah's teammate, Marcus Stroman, popped in. He said, the fact that Recker is even allowed to speak on TV with the career he had is truly comical. The jealousy of these clown media members who couldn't cut it on the field is hilarious. Bitter little baby boys. Poo-poo careers turned into terrible analysts. Shit is too funny. So, listen, I'm one of the people where I think sports are great because of stuff like this.
Yeah, this is amazing.
But like, I agree with the Toronto guys on this. Like, if you were a terrible analyst, you weren't even a coach. Like you're not a coach, you're on the analyst right now, probably because you're available. You know how MLB networks are.
You're the least busiest guy out right now.
Right now, because no one's talking baseball right now. All the good guys are in Cancun, so he's in the inner time. Yeah. So, what are your takes on the initial comment and then the rebuttal that the Toronto guys gave?
Well, I take it like this: the guy, the ex baseball player that was saying this about a runner up to a Cy Young Award guy. Like, first of all, it's like I love Dan Orlovsky, but if he would ever make a negative comment about a quarterback, I'm guarantee you he would look dumb because he was a shitty quarterback in the league. This guy was a shitty baseball player. You batted 199, and you're talking to a Cy Young Award runner up. At this point, you're nobody. You're not even the B team. You're not the C team. You're when they get to school, the teachers for the summer school. That's what the fuck he is right now. He's a teacher from the summer school, just because when they get paid. So I mean, and it was the perfect. I'm glad that Marcus Stroman stepped into because Marcus Stroman he's a star. So I'm glad he stepped in and like, yo, basically, like, who are you? Like, why would you can't be talking about my man like that? Like I like the clap back. But this is great for baseball too because we rarely get these Twitter beefs in baseball. So this is amazing.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
Like the guy on it. So for those of you that are watching on the video, I have a picture here right now of Alex Manoah. So that's Alex Manoah right there.
Leave my man alone, man. Dad bods rule.
Hey, but like my thing is,
I don't got a dad bod no more.
I get the fact that he made those comments about him.
Yeah,
but is he actually wrong with what he said? I mean,
no, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. He's a little bit out of shape. Okay, all right, but
is he though? I mean, I don't know.
He might just be sturdy. He might just be swole. He might just be sturdy. You know what I mean? Like,
look, we've had pitchers in the MLB that were heavy. Look at Bartolo Colon, pitched for almost years.
Yeah, he's won a Cy Young, I believe. So I mean, pitchers, you understand? How many I mean, look at Valdez last year. Valdez for Houston. Yeah, he's not the best guy in shape.
I mean, a little bit.
I won't say I want to use my Phillies bias on this one, but still, I mean, he wasn't in shape like some godly scope. His arm was. That's all that mattered. So baseball players aren't always going to look the best in shape as it is. I mean, who's the last yoked pitcher the guy from San Francisco? Remember Brian Wilson? That's the last yoked pitcher I can think of.
Yeah, I mean, pitching kind of reminds me of like golf or jiu-jitsu. You don't really want to be too muscular because you're using a lot of your little body muscles.
Yeah, you got to be
too tight. You're going to get hurt. I mean, listen, like I said, the guy was second Cy Young, but like the story gets even crazier. So the guy tried to apologize and settle the beef. So the reporter who originally said Anthony Recker said, where is he? He basically said, I didn't mean it in a negative way. The wording I'd said didn't come out right. I don't want to start a Twitter beef.
Too late for that, homeboy.
Originally, Alex Manoah's boy, the other pitcher, Stroman, said, where he said, right here, it says, you're just like everyone else. You love to talk and then want to say sorry when you get called out. If you want to see how an all-star first team all MLB and Cy Young finalist trains, come meet me at Alex Manoah. And then he went on to say, what a clown you are, Anthony Recker, poo-poo, take from a bum. And nobody who has accomplished nothing in life, keep your mouth shut and stop talking down on players. Alex Manoah is one of the best pitchers in baseball. You talk on TV for a living because your game was trash. and then they kept going back at it, back and forth. And this is the thing that got me. And this is what you got to understand. You brought up Orlovsky, how Orlovsky, he doesn't talk bad on players. When he talks bad on players, you don't really get the fact that he's actually talking down on them because he's breaking down statistics.
Yeah, he's breaking them down. He's not calling a NFL quarterback a fat fuck, basically. He's saying, yo, you did this wrong. You threw this ball wrong. And we all know what Darren Orlovsky's known for his whole entire football career is running out of bounds. So we all know what he was known for. So I don't think he would ever speak a dumb word like that. Yeah, this guy's out of pocket. Like, I want to see what this guy looks like. Is he in tip-top shape too? Like,
I don't know. I couldn't tell by his picture. I never actually looked him up. He looked like a typical second baseman. You know, he looked like your prototypical second baseman type of player. I don't really know what he was. I didn't give any information. I mean, the two guys from Toronto are both very, very good. So I'm like, all right, like whatever, dude. But I like the beef, like you said, for baseball. Baseball needs something.
Yeah, they need it.
Awesome. And I honestly think Alex Manoah was going to be my Cy Young winner for the year. I think this is going to give me even more reason to bet him. He's the fourth favorite. I like him now because they seem like they got a locker room there that's going to fire each other up, and he's constantly going to remind him. Stroman's going to be like, you going to let this guy who called you a fat fuck win? You better.
Yeah, it's going to hype him up. I like it. It's going to hype him up.
I feel like that's good because you don't really see that with baseball players a lot.
It's like Flavor Flav. It's like a hype man. Like he's gonna be like, yeah, you heard that? Yeah. Every time he has a bad game, oh look, he was right. You fat fuck. Like, watch.
Exactly. I like it a lot. I think it's gonna fuel him a lot. So we'll see what happens with him. The next story I got here, we're gonna go to college basketball. It's something you don't see all the time, especially not in a rivalry game. So we had Orange Crush, which is Illinois' fan base. I think Illinois' actual fan base, like their fan center, they call them Orange Crush. Orange Kush. Orange Crush with a credit. Okay, so they're trying to be like Duke. They're trying to get all their players and their fans to go to road games. So they're recently played at Iowa State. So Iowa State gave them a discount on tickets. They bought 200 tickets. When they went to get to the game, they said, nah, we ain't letting you in the game. So Iowa State basketball team did not allow the Illinois basketball fan section to come to the game. What are your thoughts on that?
Hold on. Nah, no. So, yeah. If I bought a ticket, I'm getting the fuck in there. Like, come on, man. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. So they bought 200 tickets and then allowed the fans in.
So here's what happened. So they got a link and they were allowed to get a discounted price.
Yeah, at a discounted price.
200 tickets. Discounted price makes sense. They bought the tickets online, sent them. They got them in October. The game was was yesterday. The email they didn't. This is the email the Iowa's team sent. They said that somebody got the discount tickets that weren't supposed to be discounted, so they have to honor to pay the difference. They didn't send it until game day.
Oh, so shit!
By the time they got there, they were like, "What are you talking about?" They declined them at the door.
They got them for their shit. Like that was like
they're not even a huge rivalry game.
No. Iowa is just a big-headed state for basketball. That's what Iowa basketball is just they trying to be relevant. Like all it is, and this is a great way to do it in the Big Ten.
I mean, like Iowa's been one of the teams every year. They're like
they've been good. They've been good,
but they're not going to win. Where Illinois every year, the last couple of years, they've been in the top.
They've been in the top. So it's just basically a smack in the face, saying "fuck you." Like that's all it is. Like you're my Big Ten rival, and I should be better than you guys, but we're not.
Exactly. So I'm trying to find the score here. All right. So actually, the game is on the 4th. So they just emailed them today saying they're declining the tickets and they're not letting them pay the difference or come to the game. So now they have to go to Iowa with no fans. So these shit. I mean, as a a college where don't you want people to come in? Don't you?
Yes, the fans make the game in college, bro.
Not even just that. They're gonna buy drinks and sodas. And
yeah, it's a lot of money, man.
You're turning down a lot of Illinois fan base. They're bringing 200 people to your school, and you're saying, "Hey, sorry, nah."
That's easily. That's $200 a person, basically.
Yeah. So they're not refunding the tickets, which is the crazy part. I think it's kind of fucked up.
It is fucked up.
I don't know how much.
No wonder why Iowa is such a shitty. No disrespect, but Iowa is known for what? One thing: crops.
Yeah.
Crops. If you build it, they will come. That's what they're known for. The two things they're known for, and it both has to do with crop fields. So whatever they got going on down there, oh boy.
I mean, that's just something you don't see though. You imagine that happening to Duke? No. It would be on ESPN. It would be all over ESPN. The team got declined. It's just not happening. I mean, whoever's running Iowa, they're trying to stay relevant and trying to act like they're superior. Well, actually make a run in the college tournament first. At least Illinois has been there to championship in our generation. They got a chance to maybe possibly. They're on a downfall right now, Illinois. This year, slumping, but they got a good roster. I mean, you got a month left of college basketball, and you're doing this to fans. Come on, bro. Come on.
It's the start of a buzz. Remember when Iowa had that kid Garza? 2 years ago, was it?
Yeah, the big guy.
The last time I can honestly feel like they were actually great. They actually had a shot.
Yeah, and he never made it anywhere. I mean, come
on. I don't even know where the guy is now.
Probably in
Detroit, is it?
Probably somewhere in Euro League.
I'm gonna look him up. I think he's in Detroit. I could be wrong.
He's probably in Israel. He's playing with Thon Maker. I don't know. I mean, I just feel bad for the kids. I mean, I have no affiliations with either of these schools, but it's just you're taking the fun out of these guys. I don't know. I mean, even as a player, I want the rival team there. If I'm a player, I want it. It's gonna get you hyped up. So now, Iowa better go out there and win. If they lose while they decline the fans, they might as well just leave the conference.
So what were the results?
They play on the 4th, actually. I was wrong. They play on the 4th. And Illinois is 16-6 right now. Iowa's 14-8. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. They predict that Iowa's going to win. No line on the game right now. But I don't know. We'll see. I want to keep updated on it to see what happens because I'm rooting for Illinois. Playing the line, baby. I hope they win. I really do. So we're gonna stay into the basketball world, but we're gonna go to high school girls basketball. Now, This is a story I'm sure the majority of people saw. Some people probably not clicked on it. Now,
is this the one I think it is?
It wasn't exactly like this, but the Little League World Series back in the day when the guy was super old and played in the College World Series. So
this is the story I was just reading about. This is what it is.
I think it's hilarious. I have a lot of questions I want to talk about with this story. High school basketball coach is fired after impersonating a 13-year-old girl in a JV game. So a high school basketball coach in Virginia was fired. Her name was Arlisha Boykins, 22-year-old assistant coach on Churchland Junior Varsity girls basketball team in Portsmouth, Virginia. One of the players on the team was away on an AAU basketball trip. So the assistant coach, Boykins, took it upon herself to disguise herself like she was that player since it was the best player on their team.
Mind you, I believe she was 23 years old.
So she's 22 years old.
22.
And she's playing against 13, 14-year-olders.
What was that stat line?
So I don't know. They don't have a stat line on it.
I believe they still lost the game.
I don't know. I don't think they have on the one here. They don't have like. Hold on, I'm gonna show her. Like, she does look very young though, which is pretty funny. I mean, you can't really tell because obviously it's not a popular school, so to say. So, where are we? Yeah, so all right, I gotta switch it. But yeah, I mean, I have a lot of questions here, Paul. So the 22-year-old assistant coach played. Where and why did the coach or school attendants think this was a good idea for their school or for the students or competitive edge or like what how's this happen? You know,
this must have been a highly competitive JV bout. That's what this was. This was this was the stars of the school because the varsity team probably sucks. It's probably garbage. So the JV team is just like, all right, we got to make up for this loss. So Boykins got in there and was like, I got it. And they still lost.
I mean,
Virginia, you know what? Virginia basketball, female basketball, must be some serious shit.
Yeah, I have to look into the division that they're in.
Yeah, like
not to mention it was JV though. It wasn't even like the actual varsity team. Like
that's what I'm saying. It must have been like one of those like rivalries that they were like they beat the shit out of our varsity team. So let's go out there and make this happen. Boykins that coach Boykins is probably a former alumni to the high school. So she's probably like flashing back in her head where she used to play this team. And is probably mighty pissed off about it. So she's probably out there thinking to herself, ooh, when I was a senior 10 years ago, when I was a senior 5 years ago, they kicked our ass. This is my revenge. I seen the picture of her. She was getting down. Like she would make a layup and she'd be like, yeah. Like she was in it. Like this was personal. This beef was personal.
Yeah, I mean, I get it and I don't get it because it's like whatever. I mean, somebody needs maybe to go to a psychiatric hospital, maybe. But like I said, like how did like the players are like probably like whatever, we don't care, we want to win. They probably don't really give a shit. But like the coach and the parents, I don't know, like what did they think was gonna happen? So after it happened, the team, the school, the parents all decided that they weren't gonna play the rest of the season. So they decided that they would allow the girl to play, I guess, because they had to know about it. And now they lost the season. So now they're not playing anymore. So
not only they lose the basketball game. Yeah, that was the season.
There's no more JV team.
No more JV.
Nothing.
They can't go to the playoffs.
They can't even play tomorrow. They're done. So I mean, like you guys have some serious egotistical issues, and that team must have like ran up your ass and killed the court.
It's a rivalry.
Play, like. Man, like, I don't get it. So my question to you is this. So you have daughters. How would you feel if your daughter was playing against this team and this happened? I mean, I get it, but
so if my daughter was playing against this team and you know, it was this 22-year-old in there. If my daughter wasn't out there going at her, like if she was out there going at her, like giving her work, I don't give a fuck. Like, but if older lady was really giving them buckets and giving them hell, I'm like, yo, like I would definitely have done the same thing. This school needs to be suspended. This teacher, the superintendent needs to be out of here. The athletic director needs to be out of here. The head coach out. Cancel the whole school. Yeah. But my daughter was out there giving her buckets. I'm like, that's all.
Why is she on JV? Yeah, I mean, now vice versa, switch it. If you're a parent, what do you think? We let her play?
If I was a parent?
Yeah, like
would you wait, let the 22-year-old play?
Whatever, she's playing on the team. I don't care. Maybe
all right, so there's gotta be we gotta break this down. We gotta break this down.
I mean, you gotta remember, it's a high school game. It ain't an AAU game where you're playing possibly for money for a tournament.
I know.
It's just a regular JV game, which means probably nothing.
Maybe she was playing for like trying to get noticed by like the female D League or something. Like maybe she convinced her head coach, like she begged her head coach. It was like, yo, listen, I look like a young boy. Let me be a young boy. Let me go out there and get it. Meanwhile, I know we got some scouts here. I know somebody's going to show this tape. If I get in trouble, I get in trouble. But it's on tape that I was busting their fucking ass.
Well, I mean, they ain't win.
I know, and they lost. So that's what's funny.
That's funny part. Like, it's like, all right, you got to suspend the team. I get it. Honestly, like, I would fire the coach, hire a new coach. I wouldn't suspend the team because, like I said, like they're 13, 14, 15 years old. They don't know.
Yeah. If it's a JV team, they're probably 15 or 16.
Yeah, it's not their choice, dude. I mean, like, let it go.
Let it go.
My thing is maybe she was trying out for like overseas team. Maybe she wants to go to Russia.
That's what I'm saying. She was trying to put a highlight tape together.
She's trying to play for Team Russia.
She's.
Maybe I shouldn't have said that one, but she's going to Europe.
Yeah, I ain't saying nothing.
I'm not, man. I don't know what actual went through her head, but I mean, she ain't gonna. She better change her name, or like she can be working at Pop Copy for a while.
She'll never work in this town again. That's what they're gonna say.
Yeah, no. So we got another story I'm gonna talk about here. Obviously, we got more. We got a couple other ones here, which we're going to talk about college football. So college football ain't going on right now, but everybody knows Alabama's head coach, Nick Saban. Now, with college football going on right now, they got the NIL deal. There's players getting paid. Ohio State tried to keep your boy C.J. Stroud. They tried to give him $12 million. He turned it down. So a guy who's been absolutely against NIL deal is Nick Saban, but
he's been doing NILs for years.
So he does, yeah. I mean, he don't want it on the books. Yeah, that's why I find this story pretty funny. So it's like, now the where this story gets funny is they didn't name the players. So reportedly, Nick Saban reported that there was 2 players that were searching for a $1.3 million combined, not even singular, $1.3 million combined between 2 players of NIL money. And Nick Saban said no. So both of these players were already on the team.
Yeah.
So it's reported that they think they were offensive linemen. I don't know. The one player came out and said that he wanted $500,000 for the team to get his girlfriend into law school at Alabama and them to pay for it. Nick Saban's response, there's the door. Have fun. Simple as that. Now, my thing about this is this. So players are getting paid now.
Yeah.
Like you said, Nick Saban's been doing this for years. Obviously, like, come on. We already know.
We know. That's how he's getting all the best players.
So, do you think the reason Nick Saban doesn't like NIL deals is because now the players want to make it official that they get paid and it allows other schools to take his prospects? Or do you think he just He don't want to pay players officially.
I don't think he wants to pay players. To tell you the truth, I think he's already pissed off. He has to compete with other people to pay these players. I don't think he was playing. I don't think he was. I think he feels like, which makes me think when he was paying these players, we know what he was doing.
Yeah,
he was probably paying them a measly $15,000.
Yeah, he's probably not the only one.
Something little like, here, take this.
I mean, I'm a Miami fan. They've been paying. They stopped paying players. We already see they stopped paying them in 2003. Last time they were good.
Yeah,
we got that NIL deal. They should get back into the business now,
right?
But yeah, Nick Saban. Yeah, sorry.
No, I think he's just pissed off that they have to officially pay these kids, and he's competing with other schools to officially pay them. It's like I feel like if it was just okay for him to pay these players and nobody else, he'd be like, let's go. But since everybody else is doing it, he doesn't want to do it now.
Yeah, I agree there. I feel like he's a really good coach. Guys like
absolutely.
He's going to treat you disciplined and get you to the league. But these players now are saying like, hey, like if I can get paid now, because like you never know, an injury might happen in college football.
Yeah.
And if you can get a bunch of guys that are really good going on the same team, there's a lot of good coaches out there. It might not make a difference. It might not. Now, do you think this type of tactic of Nick Saban blatantly saying he hates the college transfer portal, which he's had 10 players leave Alabama already, and he hates the NIL deals. Now, do you think this is going to cause them to not get as many recruits? Or do you think it's just going to be like business as always?
No, it's going to be business as always because it is Alabama. You guys got to understand. I mean, what Alabama has up on a lot of these schools that are doing this is winning. They win. Even though they haven't won in the last couple of years, they win. Like you're gonna go on national. Your game's gonna be on national TV every single week.
Yeah.
Alabama is not going to suck. They're always going to be in contention for a playoff spot and a national championship. So, excuse me. So I don't think it does anything to them.
So yeah, I agree. I am with him a little bit on some of the rules. I do think a lot of the transfer portal, it's not really like set up or it's not organized. You know,
nah.
They don't have any dates.
Guys are just throwing their names in there.
So my question off of this is, do you think they're gonna have to split from like the NCAA eventually, and go into their own section and kind of make it like Nick Saban said, and add maybe a salary cap, add maybe like a deadline?
You know what? If these contracts, if these NIL deals keep getting bigger and bigger, yeah, you're probably going to see a cap space happen.
Yeah, so Nick Saban said the best competitive balance you can have is like in the NFL. They have rules to create competitive balance.
Yeah, he's right too.
Salary cap, difficulty of schedule, where you have a draft, where you pick relative to your win-loss record. Those things are important, and I think interest of creating a lot of good matchups on a national basis. So I think a lot of that it's right. But at the same time, like basically, like if you do a salary cap for college football, you're basically turning it into a
league. You don't have to go to the league. You can play 4 years and make all the money you can.
Yeah, like I mean, I'm all for these athletes getting paid, but I just think like the NIL deals are like they're not NIL deals. They're just paying players to come here. Like an NIL deal is like something where like, all right, Paul, what do you want to do when you're done football? You're like, yo, I really want to do like sports marketing and like a podcast and manage something like we do. So they're going to help you in that area. They're going to help you promote yours where you build it up. They're just giving these kids $10, $11 million or saying, hey,
take this. You can have this. Take this.
Don't make any of your own brand. Like there are some colleges out there. Like we joked about Miami earlier, but Miami actually started a whole new school section for these athletes that are coming in NIL deals to help them specifically focus on what they're trying to do, like their brand, marketing, business, whatever it is they're doing.
It would be smart. It would be smart because it is your name and image and likeliness. Like, it is your name, image. Like it would be smart for you to develop a brand in college. So when you do leave and you don't make it to the league, they'll see you like, I know him, and there's your brand.
Exactly, because I mean, let's be real.
You can start something.
Yeah, most college players, especially football players, they want to do something in sports.
Yeah.
So whether they want to be a sports writer, a sports
Yeah.
reporter, whatever it is, they can help them start doing that. But like, that's not what they're doing. You're giving an 18-year-old kid $500,000 a year, $1 million a year, up to $11-12 million a year. And what Nick Saban is saying is right, because like you're not helping the kids. And I think that's what Nick Saban is doing. It like Nick Saban at the same time, like he's mad because they're all doing it legally, like he was doing behind.
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, he was still helping the kids out.
Yeah.
Where, for example, the kid from Florida, he wanted a $13 million NIL. They gave him 12. They released him because they wouldn't give him that extra million. Like, really, dude? Like, it's just blows my mind. Like, they're just basically like, hey, like, all right, here. Like, imagine that. You play 3 years in college football, you make $12 million a year, $36 million. Like, do you really care? Like, do you really care about, learning in school?
What do we always say, though? What do we always say about college football? Why we like it better? Because these kids are hungrier.
Exactly. I think it's going to take it away.
I don't think I look. I'm all for them getting paid too. Millions is dipping a lot in the pot, though. You're dipping a lot of shit in the pot, but I miss it when it was these guys were just hungry and wanted to play. They wanted to make it to the league. They had a family to provide for. They had, they make it. They could change their whole family's lives.
I agree.
I'm okay with them getting paid, though. I mean, but millions, golly. You give a 17-year-old, a 17, 18-year-old $5 million. You think he's going to know how to act?
Not at all.
I wouldn't know how to fucking act.
No one would. I mean, it's normal. That's what happens. I'm all for them paying them as well, but I think they should all be paid at an equal amount on their given position and their given school. Like, for example, a Penn State football team, they bring in the money to support the entire sports division. So, like, they should get paid a little bit more compared to, like, a team from, like, Western Kentucky. Like, you shouldn't be a quarterback at Western Kentucky and make the same as a Penn State. But you should still make some because you're bringing money in. So it's like,
I agree.
I think down the road, we're not seeing it yet, but down the road, think about this. You got this quarterback who's making $10 million this year, and he just sucks. Like, he's a Spencer Rattler. He sucks. What are his teammates going to say to him? How many fights are going to happen because they're like, yo, like, I'm getting 500, you're getting 10. Like,
that is true. That is definitely true.
Internal problems in teams, and I think they're overlooking that because, like I said,
I agree.
Kids. So I mean, I agree with Nick Saban to an extent where I think he's hard to read. I don't know if he's actually acting like this because he wants to benefit or he's just So I don't know, but I think he makes valid points. So I'm curious to see what happens in the next 2 years when, like, Texas and all them go to the SEC. I think when they go over, I think we're going to see a whole new landscape of college football. And we better see the college football game. I don't care what happens. They better bring that out like they said they were going to do because I want to play some college football.
This is a big part of it. This is a big part why these guys are getting paid because the college football game was making a lot of money. And they were using their image and likeliness, not their name though, but their image and likeliness. And these guys weren't getting paid. This is the reason why it's there. Bring back NCAA football. I'm sick and tired of this fucking wait. Bring back NCAA football, the greatest sports game of all time.
I agree. It's supposed to be out next year, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, there's a lot of stuff happening in college football with the NILs and all that type of stuff. I don't really care if, like, all the players are in the game. I really don't care.
I don't care either.
Because back in the day when we were teenagers and playing, we knew everybody, so we wanted to play with them.
Yeah,
I don't really care.
We were smart. Bro. We had to do a little extra research though. We used to go on the computer. We used to look up the positions. We used to go on the college sites and say, okay, so we're going to USC, right? All right, so QB number 7, Matt Liner. Running back number 5, running back number 21.
Remember when you used to be able to upload the names?
And I remember them days. Well, oh my God.
You realized you were using the wrong guy. Like, oh my God. Like, wow, that guy's good too. Who is he? And next thing you know, it's some stud back that gets drafted. He's good. It's like, man, them games were fun. They were fun. So bring that back. So we're going to stick with football here for the next story. We're going to talk about Donna Kelsey, which obviously
the mama goat.
Yeah, Mama Goat. Well, she's up there. So the mother of Travis Kelsey and Jason Kelsey, who were both obviously in the Super Bowl. The thing about this is, for her, she was on a TV show the other day, and they were talking to her about who she's going to root for. This is her answer. I love it. Jason would say, I'm going to root for the baby of the family, which is Travis. You tell him, no, you've given me grandchildren, so we'll leave it at that.
There you go.
It's always about the grandkids.
Smart. Very. That was the most political mom answer you can give.
Yeah.
Right there.
Officially said, hey, I'm rooting for Jason Kelsey or anything. But I think she's giving us something like I'm not telling her to root for the Eagles because I honestly don't know what I would do. But looking at the situation, she was asked later in the interview, like, so make your pick. Who are you rooting for? And she said, obviously, the offenses. I thought it was great.
Mama Kelsey is definitely media trained. Let's just say that. She's definitely media trained, and I got to give her a lot of respect. Hold on. Because for her to, like, basically, like, know how to answer these questions, like, oh, no, I'm not going to root from any of them, but not say that. Oh, root for the offenses. Oh, well, Jason gave me grandbabies. Like, the more she is, I'm sure she has a publicist, and I'm sure her friends are like, Mom, you can't say this, you can't say that. I know I would be if my mom was in that position.
Yeah, I mean, how awesome is that?
Mama goat.
I mean, like, seriously, both your kids are in the Super Bowl. I mean, that's awesome. Like, I have to look up. I didn't get a chance to look up yet how many brothers actually played in championship games.
The Cordy brothers.
No, I mean in a championship game. Like, this is the first one in NFL history. But how many actually played against each other?
Oh, against each other? That's a good one.
Are there any in NBA or any Major League?
Harbaughs.
Who?
The Harbaughs. John and Jim.
Coaching. Yeah, that was awesome. That was an awesome game.
They coached against each other. So,
still, that's pretty awesome.
But playing in the game, no, I don't remember. I always go back to the Cordy brothers, but they both play for the Patriots.
I'm sure it's happened in other sports.
Yeah.
Look at baseball last year, the NFC Championship.
We just had Nola.
There's a couple. But the crazy thing is, there were 4 other possibilities where brothers could have played each other in the championship. Bosa brothers were in there.
Yeah, Bosa brothers.
Who were the other ones? Bosa brothers. I forget who they were. There's 4 of them total. So, like, it's pretty cool. So for Mama Kelsey, it's pretty crazy that she has 2 kids in there. I want to ask you, who do you think she's actually rooting for?
Bobby, I'm going to tell you right now, being a father of 2, seeing how my mother cares more about her grandkids than her children is Jason. Jason has the grandchildren. I was the baby between my sibling. And I was loved. I was the one I would like to say I was the favorite at times. Mm-hmm. But as soon as the grandbabies came, my sister had the first one. I was then now my kids with my children, like, I know that's the favorite right there. So she's definitely going for Jason, I think.
Yeah.
But I'm sure Ed is gonna be cheering hard for Trav.
So my take on it is this: I'm the baby. I only got one older brother. I'm pretty sure my mom would be rooting for me. Like, no bullshit. She'd be rooting for me. I guarantee that secretly. She would cheer a little bit harder when I made a catch and when he made a block. Like, I'm not gonna she's probably listening right now. I'm serious. Like, she can tell me if I'm wrong. But I'm saying we're a little closer than she is with my brother, even though he has the nieces as well, and the daughters. But I think she's rooting for Jason, not just because of what you said. I think she's rooting for Jason for a couple of reasons.
Yeah.
He's older. There's been question marks on when he was going to retire. So he might never ever get a chance to get back here. This might be his last chance to get here. He might be able to win the Super Bowl and ride out on the coattail, and then she gets to spend time with him and the grandkids.
Yeah.
Whereas Travis, he's younger. He got Patrick Mahomes. He might be back. He might be back next year or the year after. He's gonna be back.
He'll be back.
I'm not gonna say she's gonna be like, yo, like, please let like Jason win. But I think inside, I think she would be a little bit happier if Jason won and walked away.
Grandbabies win, man. I'm telling you, grandbabies are the key.
Yeah, I think like you said, Ed's rooting for Travis. So.
Oh, Ed's rooting for Travis. If you hear the stories on the podcast about how Ed was with Travis,
plus, I guarantee you, he wants to hear his son is best tight end ever over.
Yeah, which he is pointing in that direction.
That's an argument for another day. Me personally, I love Gronkowski.
Yeah,
but I'm taking Travis.
I'm a Tony G's guy. I love Tony G's. Yeah, but Trav, honestly, is a little bit more better, in my opinion, from what I'm seeing. He's doing a lot more. He's a lot tougher. He can block. Well, not really block, but he helps out a little bit more blocking.
He can block Hassan Reddick. He ain't going to block Hassan Reddick. That's one thing they're not going to do, though. They're not going to do the San Francisco game plan and put Travis Kelce on him.
But I will say this, though. I said this before. I posted this on the group, and I think I posted it on our Instagram. These two are both the greatest all time, arguably the greatest all time at their positions. I had somebody disagree. And I think, nobody watches a lot of offensive line, obviously. To know, I asked the person, name me 10 centers that are better. And he probably couldn't. So when you can actually just watch how Travis plays, he's athletic, strong, smart. He doesn't give up a lot of ground. He is arguably one of the greatest centers of all time.
Yeah, I mean, he's the way he gets to the second level.
That's it right there.
You can tell he's a tight end like his brother.
He was a lacrosse player. He came in as a linebacker, so he knows, he knows what he's looking at now. And
I like them both.
Yeah, and Travis is breaking records every year.
Yeah, it's great for the Kelce family. They're gonna have a ball. She's probably gonna be crying most of the game though, so she's gonna be like, I can't watch it.
She's gonna win, but she's gonna lose. It's Mama Kelsey's gonna win, but she's also gonna lose. So it's like no matter what.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it on the Super Bowl here in a different way. We're gonna keep it in a different way here. Tom Brady retired the other day. We did our nice breakdown of Tom Brady last year. He took the shine away from it. So I'm going to talk about that on my own on another podcast. We're going to talk about it right now. So Tom Brady has a contract for Fox of 10 years, $375 million. Coincidentally,
he retires before the Super Bowl.
Fox is airing the Super Bowl this year. So we got Kevin Burkhardt and Greg Olsen on the air. Now,
yeah.
Do you think there's any possibility that they put Tom Brady on that broadcast, or do you think there's any other ways that they can get Tom Brady into this action during the Super Bowl, or do you think he's just going to watch the game? What do you think Tom Brady's going to be doing at Fox?
I don't think Tom he actually has a little bit of respect, and I think he wants to. Right now, he's away from the game. He just retired. I don't know if he wants to jump right into it the same week, the same month that he retired in. Yeah. So I think he's not going to be on the broadcast just because he's like, let them finish, and we'll talk about this later.
So let me ask you this: there's other possibilities of what they could do with Tom Brady. So they could have him on the crew desk of the breakdown, which he can replace Sean Payton, who just got the job.
Well, he got the job, yeah.
Or this is what I think they're going to do. Gronkowski's kicking the field goal, right?
Mm-hmm. So he's going to be out there commentating.
He's going to interview Gronk.
Yeah.
That's how they're going to introduce him to the family. He's going to introduce Gronk, and then Gronk's going to make a 60-yard field goal. I mean, that's. I'm curious to see what they do with him going forward because, like, let's say you're Fox, Greg Olson did a heck of a job this year.
Greg Olson's great. He's a great commentator.
So what do you think is going to happen with that broadcast crew? Are they going to demote maybe Burkhart, which he's been there for a while? Or are they going to demote Olson? Or maybe stick Brady to the
put Brady in there. Just put Brady in there. He's going to work regardless. Just put Brady in there. Don't fuck up a good thing.
Yeah, but you taking someone out, or you're going to do the first ever every broadcast 3. I mean, it's been done on Monday Night Footballs.
Yeah, I would do the 3 thing because, well, I mean, I guess you could put Greg Olson somewhere else just because Burkhart has the seniority, he has the years behind him. Tom would be a little bit more comfortable being beside a veteran, but he would also be more comfortable with a fellow former NFL player. So that's a tough one because I like both the guys.
Yeah, I actually, we were lucky enough to get these guys to do pretty much all the Eagles games the last couple of weeks.
Yeah,
and they're not biased. They tell you the game, they call stuff out, just enough. Where like Greg Olson, you know, when like Tony Romo first started, he would always break the game down, and you'd be like, dude, like he's calling every play. This is annoying. And then last year, Tony Romo kind of stopped doing it, and then this year he kind of went back to like pretty much like dude, just shut the fuck up. Yeah, I mean, so do you think Brady's gonna be more of like a Olsen or like a Romo where he breaks down the plays?
I don't think he's gonna be like a Romo. I don't think he's gonna be like an Olsen either. I think he's gonna be a little bit more comedic, but he's also like, I'm sure he knows the game. He studies the game, but I think he's gonna try to put his own personality into it towards where he's not like forcing it. Like sometimes Tony Romo, I love him. Sounds like he's forcing it. He's trying too hard.
Yeah.
Now Greg Olson is just a natural. Everything he talks about, the way he breaks stuff down, it's natural.
I agree.
So I think he's gonna insert a little something of himself into it, like a little cocky with it in a way, just to be like, oh yeah, well, I made the same throw against, I don't know, the Jets in 2004 for a 4th down, like little stuff like that, stuff that he did, he'll insert into it to be like, so that's, I can see how that worked. Like he'll know how to put it together. Tom Brady's he's a very intelligent guy.
I agree.
Very intelligent.
That's the extent of the Brady talk we're gonna do today. But we got one more story. One more story we're gonna talk about. It's going to the Super Bowl again. So we got a video here. It's Super Bowl video. I'm gonna bring it up real quick. Hold on. So it's the Philadelphia mayor. So obviously we're gonna talk about mayors because we got what's it called? Travis Kelce calling out the mayor of Cincinnati, telling him to know his role and shut his mouth. So Philadelphia mayor is doing an interview, and let's do what my guy had to say. Let me know if you can hear it.
Is it playing?
So I don't know if you can actually hear it. It's a little hard to put the video up here, but the mayor said this, Paul. He says, I'm ready to blow the doors off this parade if we win. I'm on my way out. I'll spend whatever they want.
You know what? That gives me all the extra initiatives to go handle my business.
So,
I'm all for it.
I'm not saying the Eagles are going to win. I'm actually have already talked to you about what I think is going to happen in the Super Bowl. We're going to do that later. But do you think it's a good idea in the city of Philadelphia, if we win another Super Bowl, do you think it's a good idea to spend unlimited money on a parade?
Well, let me take this down.
So I didn't.
No, we were very well mannered. We Philadelphians were very, very well mannered in the first one, right? Nothing crazy happened.
There's 3 feet of snow on the ground.
I mean, no, not on the parade.
When they
I don't remember that. I don't think it was snowing that day, was it?
Yeah, 2 days before it snowed 2 days in a row.
Well, I got you.
I know this. I know this because I was in Florida, and we booked a ticket the day they won for the next morning. So the game was over at what? 11:30, 12. Hammered drunk. We booked a flight for 7 a.m. We left the next day, and it was like 13 degrees in Philadelphia. It snowed 2 days in a row. There was about a footer, not me, yeah, probably 2 feet of snow on the ground 2 days before, and it was frozen. It was cold as shit out.
It was cold as shit that day.
But I mean,
A lot of liquor was being flown.
oh yeah, but you're right. You're right. There wasn't a lot of arrest or anything like that.
No,
but
nothing
if
crazy.
you guys want to get a show, go look up Kansas City Chiefs celebrating AFC victory, and then go look up Philadelphia Eagles celebrating NFC victory, and let me know the difference. These motherfuckers were standing on. There was a dude. I'm not gonna post it on here. It was on Barstool Sports. Dude standing up, butt ass naked, flapping like an eagle on a pole. They're
That's how he had to get up it. Yeah, because they were greased. So yeah,
like he didn't give a fuck. He's got up there, bro, and it was cold. I'm like, bro, these guys don't care. There were other groups of people flipping buses. It wasn't even the Super Bowl yet. Now, I remember when the Philadelphia Phillies made it to the World Series. It was similar to that too, but the Philadelphia Eagles have a more rabid fan base.
I remember 2009 when they got to the World Series. I was there. I was in the city at that point.
They got locked down. Yeah.
Yeah, it got locked down. I couldn't get home that night. I had to go find somewhere to stay. And I remember it was a school night for us.
Yeah, I didn't go.
It was a school night. It was it was a school night. That's the last thing I remember. And I couldn't get there. I couldn't get home.
Yeah, we didn't go. I didn't go to school that day.
So I remember that was nuts. Now the World Series in 2008, the parade wasn't horrible. Like it wasn't like it was just packed because it was the first one. It was the first championship back to the city since the Sixers. So I remember that. But the Eagles one, I had to be at least 1.5 million people there.
Yeah.
More.
I mean,
it was ridiculous.
You couldn't even get down to where they were doing the speeches unless you got there at like 5 a.m. Like, we never made it.
2 days before.
Like we were pretty far out from it.
Yeah.
It was pretty crazy. I mean, if they win again, I think it's going to be about.
We're going.
Oh yeah, we're going.
We're going. We're going. I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna put no Eagles gear on or nothing. I just want to enjoy it. We're going though. I want to be around all you filthy animals.
Listen, I'll go rabbit. I feel like if I was like in my 20, if I was like 21, 22 again,
yeah,
I'd be going crazy. Like I remember at the Phillies parade, we were going a little crazy because
we went hard. I went hard.
Yeah,
it was Halloween, bro. It was Halloween.
Yeah.
That train ride on the way back. Well, oh my gosh. I was a junior in high school. I remember it like it was yesterday. I remember every single thing I did that day.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. So mayor's willing to spend all the money. What do you think's going to happen if we lose? The Eagles lose.
I don't think the city's going to go nuts.
Does that put all the pressure on the Sixers?
Well, Phillies lost in the World Series. Eagles losing in the Super Bowl. Flyers suck. Union lost in the championship. It is down to the Sixers.
I mean, listen, like even if they do lose the Eagles, I don't really. I gotta look it up again. I'm not sure how many cities had 3 teams back to back in championships in the same seasons.
Well, we did it in 1980. Remember, we did in 1980, 4 for 4.
Yeah.
All 4 teams were in the championship. So it's possible. I mean, Sixers look good right now. I'm not gonna, even though it was a tough one. They got the win last night, but I don't know, man. I was like, I think the Eagles are kind of the saving grace right now. It's going to give the Sixers a little less stress because now the expectation is so much further up with Harden and Joel because the other two went to the championship game that I don't know if they can handle it.
We'll see. I mean, I think it's going to be a good rest of the season. We're going to talk about that going forward because we got trade deadline coming up in the NBA. But I want to talk about it after the trades because I can't really sit here and project what teams are going to trade people because they got the NBA bargaining agreement coming up.
Yeah.
So, like, if they don't change that, then there might not be any trades.
Yeah.
But if they do trade it, you might see 10, 11 of them.
That's true.
We're just going to wait till that happens. We're not even going to talk about LeBron today, guys. We're going to talk about him next week. So,
after he breaks it.
Today's February 2nd. So, the next week of podcasts coming up, listen to it. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, Paul.
Yeah.
We got a phenomenal week. So, first, we got to just cut it real quick. Fedor Emelianenko has a retirement fight on Saturday. What round does he get knocked out in?
Third.
All right, I agree. I think he's going to make it a little bit, and then he goes sleep. But if you guys like MMA, tune into Bellator. Bellator's on Saturday. You got Fedor's last fight against Ryan Bader, and you got Johnny Eblam, who is a phenomenal fighter on there. So check him out because he's a guy that can relatively make noise in the UFC. Check him out. And then next week, Paul, we got a lot.
Yeah, a lot. Super Bowl. We got Super Bowl. We got NBA play. We got Ron possibly breaking that record.
Yeah.
We got a lot going on, man. A lot. And of course we got UFC.
Yeah. So we got a lot. I'm excited for next week to talk about. We're gonna have a lot.
Absolutely.
But guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this type of podcast we're doing. We hit a lot of different subjects, a lot of crazy stuff. If you guys actually have like stories that you would like us to break down or talk about on the podcast, send it to one of us. Because obviously, like, it's hard to find a lot of stories that aren't really popular news or make a story out of it to make a podcast of it. But I thought it was fun to do. It was different. So we're going to be doing it more. And as we always say, guys, if you like what we talk about, if you like what we bring to the sports world, please share our podcast. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on YouTube. We got it all. Follow us on all of it. We'll follow back. We'll communicate back. We'll have you on the podcast. Everything. So I'm going to leave it at that. Say thank you guys for listening.
Appreciate y'all.
And Paulie, as always, floor is yours. Finish it off. And then let's
thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for listening. You guys are the best viewers in the world. Shout out to everybody in the group. Shout out to everybody following us on all platforms of social media. Tune in. There's more to come.
Absolutely. And go motherfucking Birds.
Go Bird.
Later.